Principle 7 is the process principle, which says a simple process improves phenomenal performance. So the question is, what systems will you use? You see, a process takes the pressure off the person. There's a lot of pressure when someone on your team doesn't know what to do or how to do it. A process allows you to delegate. If you want a turnkey business, you want to work on the business instead of in the business, you got to have a process, you got to have the right people, and that allows you to delegate. A process creates predictability. Our goal is to help you have a predictable, profitable, and maybe even turnkey business. A proven process creates a duplicatable pattern of success. So I'm going to talk to you about how do you scale your business. Well, there's a lot of work that has to be done before you can actually scale your business. And if you want to scale your business, if you want to sell your business, if you want it to run without you so you can go serve, scale, sell, or serve, then you have to be able to duplicate success. It cannot rely on you. The more you're in the business, the less you're on the business. My son and I have been known to have some pretty intense conversations. And a few years ago, we were on his back patio and he got all frustrated with me because, I don't know, he had some ideas. And he finally goes, "Dad, you're not an entrepreneur." I said, "That's true. I'm an entrepreneur. I got plenty of ideas, but I'm more of a business owner than an entrepreneur because if you got idea, but you never create a predictable process, then it's just um, vision. How does it go? Let's see. Um, Vision without action is just a daydream. Action without vision is a nightmare. But when you have the right vision and the right action, implementation, now you got some success. And you want a boring business. You don't want a business with a bunch of new ideas. You want a boring business that's predictable. Same thing every day, uh, which ain't bad, right? If you're doing the same thing every day and getting greater and greater profits. Hello. So having simple systems, they will take your game to the next level. The simpler you make it, the farther you can take it. One of the things that you want to do is make sure that in your systems that they're simple. Always be looking for the area where you can take out a step. Another thing we'll talk about at the conference next week is automation. One of the great things about automation is it takes out a bunch of manual steps. I learned this thing years ago. I think it was from Tim Ferriss called DEAL. Delegate, eliminate, automate, and liberate. Delegate, you got to become a good delegator. Eliminate the things that aren't important. Automate everything that you can. And some of y'all are doing a great job with AI and just automating a bunch of processes. I read an ad yesterday. The guy said that now instead of working 8 hours, he works uh, 4 hours a day because he's got everything that he does is automated through AI. Cool. Um, so simple systems take your game to the next level. The simpler you make it, the farther you can take it. So delegate, eliminate, automate, and liberate yourself from the things that you feel obligated to do. But let me caution you. I'm not in the camp that says, you just eliminate all the people that don't serve you. You eliminate the things that don't serve you. You know what? We need to be servants, but we don't need to be a doormat. We need to be servants, but we don't need to uh, sacrifice our family for just because we feel obligated. Liberate yourself. Understand what your picture is. Understand what your purpose is. Be clear about that. Remember, Chief Reminding Officer coming to you. Remember that the one and only reason your business exists is to be a vehicle to help you achieve your life goals. Just a reminder why systems are critical to your business. Number one, it's the only way to profitable growth. What happens is you grow and your expenses grow, your payroll grows, all these expenses go up, but you don't have an admin system. You're not tracking, you're not doing the reports, you're not at KFP, you don't know your numbers. And so you either don't make money or you get stuck or you lose money, you don't grow profitably. Number two, it's the only way to manage effectively. How are you going to manage a company and people don't have PRDs? People don't understand what the mission, the values, the purpose is. They don't have procedures. We don't have checklists. How are you going to manage? You're not going to manage very well. Makes employees perform better. Listen, when you have a checklist, you're going to be like Michael Jordan. See, Michael Jordan practiced layups every day, foul shots every day. And he practiced so much that his shot was automatic. It didn't matter what position he was in, whether it's backwards, forward, over here, over there, which hand, whatever. He practiced so much that his shot was automatic. Your systems need to be automatic. This is just how we do it. This is how we do it every single day. This is how we answer the phone. This is what we say if somebody asks this. This is what we do this way, that way. This thing, that. I mean, it's all automatic. Now, what happened was when Michael Jordan got in a situation where he had to fly through the air and do a 360 and then do the shot behind his back, the shot part was automatic. All he had to do is get his body in position. A process takes the pressure off the person. That if you, because you can't predict every single thing that's going to happen, but you can predict most things because most things are routine. Would y'all agree with that? Most things that happen in your business, you go, yeah, I've seen that before, right? Your team member may have not seen that before, and they need to know what to do. There's a script, there's a process, there's a policy. So they get a better performance out of the deal because they have a system to follow. Calculated service outcome. How many of you been to Chick-fil-A? Let me see your hands. How many of you been to Burger King? Let me see your hands. Okay. What's the difference? Well, at Chick-fil-A, you get the My Pleasure experience. They hire good people. They train them on leadership. And Burger King, not so much. It's like my friend Donald Miller says that Chick-fil-A is basically a Southern Baptist church that happens to sell chicken. And Burger King's kind of like a drug deal. Neither party wants to be seen there. Just got to think about that one for a little bit. How many of you noticed that human beings do weird things? Like you put up a brand new Burger King in Destin, Florida. Denise and I are desperate because it's 9 o'clock at night. We were fixing up a house that we had bought and didn't have dinner, and it just like the willpower is non-existent. So I'm like, man, that Burger King's right next door is beautiful. It's brand new. I'm gonna go through the drive-through, get a Whopper. Here's what I heard. Hubby, yes, I'd like to order a Whopper, please. Uh, I guess I'm supposed to drive up to the window. First window, second window, I don't know. So get to the window, and there's a dude with a hoodie on. I don't know if there's a Burger King uniform underneath or not. He had a grill, braids. I could see the braids under the hood. And I kind of looked inside, and everybody had hoodies on. They're moving around like molasses. And I thought, this is kind of like a drug deal. First of all, the food is basically not real food, it's a drug. These guys look like drug dealers. It was pitiful. Pitiful. You don't know what people are going to do. They might decide that it's okay to wear a hoodie instead of your uniform. They might decide that they're not gonna, they decide all kind of weird things. You've been there. Do you ever hire somebody and they did something that makes you go, huh? And then what do? You react and you never hire anybody again. Oh no, we're not gonna do that. That last person that we hired, that they were terrible, almost put me out of business. Well, that's a lack of systems, it's a lack of leadership, and it's a lack of hiring the right team members. How many of you owners are like me? You like to change stuff up a lot because you do have a lot of ideas. I'm very entrepreneurial, but I'm first a business owner. So what I try to do is I try to temper or measure my entrepreneurial seizures, as Michael Gerber called them. But we might settle. My team is back there snickering right now because we might settle on a way to do something, a new project today. Then tomorrow morning, man, I do a lot of thinking. I get a lot of vision in the morning. I sit here with my Bible, I sit here with my Kindle Scribe and my notebooks, and I'm thinking, I'm brainstorming, I'm working on my project, and I come up with a better way. So I still have to temper that. How many of you owners are like me, like change things a lot? Well, listen, you got to follow the system. If you want your people to follow the system, you got to follow the system. Don't let them see you doing a different script or a different procedure than what the system says. Don't let them see you climb in an airplane and start taking off without doing the checklist. Don't do it. That's not leadership. Ultimately, what systems are all about is it takes less of the owner's time. You need time and you need energy to be able to work on your business, take your business to the next level. We have several companies, several owners in the inner circle now who have sold their company for a lot of money. In fact, one of them is our most recent one, I think, is on here right now. Mark, are you on here?
Yes, I am.
Did you sell your business?
I did.
And what did they tell you about your business? What did they like so much about your business?
Well, they loved my business because they were buying a team of people that could run the business. That was the biggest selling point is that
Uh-huh.
they bought 27 businesses before mine, and mine wasn't the one of the biggest businesses they bought, but it was one of the most well organized. So,
Well organized people and processes.
yep.
Get that.
Yeah, and because of that, of course, I got more dollars.
Don't you love the way he just said that? Because of that, I got more
Yeah,
dollars.
yeah, they were buying on
I
EBITDA.
mean,
I know what the average, I know what the typical EBITDA was, and I know what mine was. So,
how many of you want more dollars, right? More dollars. I love it. There's other people in the inner circle. They're in that process right now of selling their business. Some of us are buying businesses to get you in a position to be able to scale to sell or put it on autopilot so you can go serve and do ministry, whatever you want to do. It's your choice. Isn't that wonderful? That you have choices. Yeah, choices. You can keep it, you can sell it. I had a friend who lived in a neighborhood in Florida, and he had a billionaire neighbor. Now, this billionaire owned big businesses all over the country, and he would get his mail, which was mostly like magazines and stuff, because the house that the billionaire had in his neighborhood was he was only there about 5 weeks a year. It's like my neighbors in Florida. They're never there. They're there like 5 weeks a year. I have the whole neighborhood practically to myself when I'm there. It's wonderful. I love it. My own beach, my own private beach. And they're all busy. They're making millions and gazillions of dollars. But all of them are jealous of me because they see me sitting there on my beach with my little Kindle Scribe, writing books and enjoying myself. And they're like, one of these days, one of these days, one of these days. So the billionaire said to my friend, because he would once in a while a check would get, sent to the wrong address or whatever, and he would always, when he delivered his mail or when the guy came into town or he called him up and said, "Hey, this thing came in the mail for you." The billionaire would give him advice, and the billionaire said this. He said, "Build your business to sell it. Build your business to sell it, and then don't sell it. Because if you build it to sell it, it becomes a predictable, profitable, turnkey money machine. You can keep it, you can sell it, you can scale it. You have choices.